Good stuff. In other news, we want to keep the AI train going.
Yes, sir.
Higgsfield AI. For those who are not familiar with Higgsfield AI, they are, again, probably the leading platform when it comes to AI video generation. They run several different AI. They're almost like an aggregator in a sense. They bring all of the different AI models for video generation together under one house. So you can use Nano Banana, ChatGPT. Their model is in there. What is it called? Seed Dance or something like that, I think is in there. Yeah. So there's a lot of models that you can kind of pick from. And so it just makes it a lot easier of a user experience. And they are embarking on creating their first feature-length film to be presented within. I'm gonna butcher this. Is it Cannes? Is that how you say it? Canes?
Canes?
Canes? I think Cane. I should know. Well, we should know that because we're in the industry.
Canes.
Canes. What it is? Hold on. Let me
tell you something.
It's CANNES, right?
That's I would pronounce it Canes or Cons or I don't know, bro. I should have practiced this before this episode.
Y'all know what we talking about, man.
Yeah, I know what we talking about, and I feel like he's going to say it in the video.
Yes,
so let's run the video real quick. Hold on.
There it is. CANNES.
Let's run this back. All right. Can. It's Can.
Going to make it into Cannes with 14 days with a full 80-minute AI-generated feed. Sounds insane, so let me explain. Higgsfield released a 22-minute episode of Hellground, a series about 4 friends turned robbers who get superpowers and then fight a monster just to stay alive. And it cost the team $70,000 to make, but had they shot it in real life, that budget would have been around $30 million. Just let that sink in for a second. That's 400 times cheaper. And now the team has set themselves a new goal, Cannes, and they have only 2 weeks to do it. To put that scale in perspective, for those 22 minutes of Hellground, the team ran 27,000 generations, and only 360 made the final cut. And now they need 80 minutes. Honestly, that sounds unreal, but something tells me the team is going to be able to pull it off. Do you think they'll make it? That's exactly why this is worth
for that.
Drop your thoughts in the comments below.
I had no clue that they had developed
these guys
this Hellground short that you see here, and I sent it to you the other day.
Yeah.
Frank, what was your first impression when you saw that short?
I was surprised. Usually when I hear, this is an AI generated video, I'm gonna be like, man, I know what it's gonna look like.
Yeah.
But that
one, it's gonna be AI, you know what I mean?
Right. It's gonna be
parlor
AI.
tricks.
Yeah, you're gonna I gave it some grace. There's some weird artifacting in terms of the vocals and stuff like that I mentioned. But when I first seen it,
pauses.
I was like, I would watch it if it was on TV and it was a week-to-week episode. I would watch it every week. And
which is crazy to think about. Like
it is.
We're getting there.
It is getting there. It's such a twofold thing because it's amazing that people who may not have ever gotten this opportunity, and I am. It's so nuanced, are able to. Videographers and video creators are able to make this video, and I'm thoroughly surprised. I mean, I got to stand on
business
in terms of like we can make sure it's ethical. Like wherever this is pulling from.
Frank said, "I want to love it, but
I want to love it."
I want to love it, but
I want to love it. As long as it's ethical, I'm for it. So, but from just looking at it from face value, it's mad entertaining. The story is there. They add some romance in there, some subplots, and they're fighting a monster. Like I felt like I was watching an anime.
That boy started talking Japanese.
I know, which was crazy.
The monster started just bro. I'm gonna get flamed to come, but I was like, whoa,
bro. When he did that for me, it was kind of like a lean forward moment. I was like, hold on, man,
it reminded me of Death Note.
Yes,
it gave me
Death Note.
It reminded me of Death Note.
Live action too. Like it felt the same. I was just like,
I haven't watched that one, but okay,
bro, it's good.
Yeah,
I love it. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, Yeah, same. That's why I sent it to you, because I saw it. So first I saw this reel and I was just like, the visuals that he had on screen. I was like, bro, this is kind of hard. Let me look up this little Hellground,
Yeah,
short that they're talking about. And I mean, so here's how I knew there was something there. I didn't want to turn it off.
facts.
Like that was the telltale for me. I'm like, yo, the story is actually kind of drawing me in, even though I know it's AI. Even like I was playing it out loud, and my wife, she was in the room, she couldn't see what I was watching, but she heard it. She's like, is that AI? So there's still
Yeah,
obviously some tweaks that need to be made. It's obviously AI, but the story was pretty compelling, and the visuals were really dope, and the character development was like it was ambitious, and I think
yeah,
of its kind, it did a really good job. And here's the other side of it too. We get into the ethical conversation.
yeah.
They said it cost around 70,000 to produce
Yeah.
this. They
Mm-hmm.
had maybe 200,000, or not 200,000, like 2,000. How many iterations was it?
It was up to I think it was 2000 and some change.
I think it was 2,000. Yeah, and
They
only
used like
100.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like 100 and some, was actually made it into the final cut. So they use a lot of credits to generate this thing. Those credits aren't cheap, you know what I mean?
Right.
But the alternative, they said, if they were to produce something of this type of value with, traditional Hollywood
30,
model,
30
it'd have been like
million.
30 million.
Insane.
30 million. So that means, how many jobs that, weren't got outsourced
Hella
to
job.
make something like that. So this is how. So again, it's tough, man, because like as a tool, it's impressive. And what my hope is that both have a space that can actually live and survive,
Right.
and don't. And maybe it's wishful thinking, but there could be a genre of people who like the AI stuff, and maybe it's maybe smaller independent creatives able to kind of get their ideas off and stuff. But there's something also, and maybe I definitely got a bias because even our industry is dependent on people to continue to make movies. You know what I mean? Because without it, it's becomes. And one thing we didn't talk about on that Hellground short, the music in that joint is low key kind of fire. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't know if you felt the same way.
I did,
bro. Like the first track that came in, I'm like, I low key want to Shazam this joint, man, because it was especially thinking.
Bro.
I absolutely. I'm like 99% sure it was. It fits the theme. Like they went, which that even makes it tough because it's like, oh shoot, like now they coming for everybody. You know what I mean? Like I'm thinking for the sync market, I still feel like we're a little ways off. But once AI becomes more ethical and adopted wider spread, then I think our industry will probably see the ripple effects from it. Because like Artlist is already providing ways for people to, like video creators, to generate AI music within
which is crazy,
within the platform, and also YouTube is doing that as well. So it's cutting into all segments. But well, before I go on that tangent, the fact that they were able to produce this on a $70,000 budget was pretty intense. But also, there were a lot of other creatives that were a part of this. So there was like DPs and other traditional like film folk, you know what I mean, were a part of this whole experiment. And so I'm like, all right, it's kind of dope, but it seems like probably a lot of the heavier lifting actors, continuity managers, set designers, scouter, all that stuff in front, out the window. And so that's why I was like, my hope is that this would, become a genre where all of these would potentially be viable options that people can kind of pick what their flavor is, and it not allow what we're used to kind of get overshadowed. But maybe that's wishful thinking.
It's wishful thinking, bro.
But or do you think it'll be like crypto, the NFT kind of craze? Because that wave hit hard. Everybody was on it, but nobody talking about NFTs no more. You know what I mean?
They were. I think AI's claws are so deep in society. I don't think it's leaving at all by any means. I think
you might not be wrong. You might not be wrong.
I just can only imagine it getting better. Like if you don't, you remember when they had Will Smith eating the
I seen that. The
spaghetti. He looked crazy.
I seen that.
And if you see it now, it's gotten to the point where
it's noir.
By this time next year, we will probably get and mark my words, we're gonna get an AI badge on Netflix. We're gonna get an AI badge on Prime Video, and this was a fully AI made episode. It's coming now. In my brain, how my brain's working, I'm like, well, like we can make a movie. You know what I'm saying? You have the opportunity to make a movie now. Yeah. But I won't.
Yeah.
Because unless it's ethical. At the same time, like when you're pulling these images off of when you're creating an actor, who are they pulling that from? There's some dude. Don't cancel me for this. There's some dude in Japan right now that had his photo up on Google or Chinese, and they ripped his face and put it on the dude. Come on, that's what's happening. And then imagine you see a video, you're like, hold on, man, that kind of looks like me. You know what I'm saying? You should get a check.
Yeah. Yes, and that's the other side too. We're talking about music, but I think we mentioned it on the other pod, like people really don't, they're not as up in arms about the large language models, the video models, at least. And again, we just may not be in those circles where maybe they are, and we're just, our algorithm doesn't show us that. But
right.
It's tough because I actually plan on doing some AI video stuff, and I don't have any regrets about it. Actually, no, I won't say I don't have regrets. I do have that in the back of my mind. It's like, but at the same time, I was like, I kind of wanted to experiment and try this thing out. So I'm adding to the problem. Are
you going to put yourself in the video? The video?
I plan on it.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Like if you gave yourself superpowers versus fictional characters.
Yeah, it's tough, man. Like the creative in me is just like, man, forget it, run it. Like, hey, let's just
run everything.
Let's make it creative. You know what I mean? Ain't hurting nobody, or ain't hurting me. That's really what it is. It ain't hurting me. Really but once I start getting hurt, I'm like, hey, man.
But here's the thing: as creators and entrepreneurs, I genuinely think, and this is why there's like, you don't want it to affect your business, but I know it will. But we're intuitive enough to pivot when that time happens. You know what I'm saying?
So that right there. Yeah. That's what my optimism about just humankind is that we always find, and it's in the same breath, I have a contrary thought, but as humankind, I do feel like we can, we'll rise to the occasion. There'll still be ways where we can have a market that people are still being, 100%. Compensated and, living the lives that they would hope to live. And also this is probably going to get me, we stayed on this joint way longer than I thought we was, but this is good. It's kind of got me thinking about those who have a victim mindset versus, a non-victim mindset, because And again, come at me in the comments. I'm cool with it, but I do feel like at least how I process through challenges like this, and I might get challenged on this later on, but in my mind, I'm like, whenever there's problems that arise or there's threats that encroach on whatever my livelihood, whatever that might be, my default is, well, what am what am I going to do in response to this to really rise to the occasion and make the most out of whatever it is I'm seeing. And sometimes that might be proactive with, being able to kind of protest certain things that are unethical. I think that is a part of it, but I do feel like there is a sect of folk that, it's just like, my, AI is going to outpace me, and replace me, which in some ways maybe it will, but what is that? Maybe it's an opportunity to evolve into something more of what maybe you didn't realize was in you. Maybe it's an opportunity to, develop a new business idea and disrupt a different, sector, or innovate in a different way, or reinvent yourself, in another way. And AI is just what it is. It just became the catalyst to become the better you, you know 100%. What I mean? And I can see a counter argument to that, but at least how I approach these types of problems, and it's literally anything. When I have problems in my business, there's stuff that, is not in my favor, and I feel like is, it's taking longer to do a certain thing, or the breakthrough's not happening, or I'm not getting the type of progression that I'm hoping for, but my default is not, well, maybe initially I might feel sad, but I typically go to the place of, I gotta figure this out, and there's a version of me that's going to figure this thing out. Like I'm not going to be stopped. He's like, I'm going to figure it out. You know what I mean? And almost because I have to. You feel me? So,
right. There's no other option outside of quitting. But
right, and I'm not doing that. So
we're not doing that. So we pivot. I love that. I feel like
let him cook,
bro. You was cooking.
Let him cook now.
You was cooking. I feel like with the internet, like I'm pretty sure people were like, "Oh no, like the internet, is the new innovative thing. It'll be gone next week." The internet made millionaires, and I do think AI is the same thing. Like if you don't capitalize on the utilities that it provides you, I hate to say you'll be left behind.
Yeah.
History proves if you were thinking like Jeff Bezos and made Amazon when the internet came out, instead of complaining, you would have been Jeff Bezos. So at the end of the day, you got to think, how can I capitalize this as an artist currently, or as an entrepreneur currently, to progress forward?
For sure.
Ethically. So
throw that right there.
Yeah, throw that in there. Ethically.